Hello friends, welcome to Awdhesh Academy. Friends, today we are going to discuss a case study that is relating to a food product company which was providing inferior quality of food products in the market of India. So let's read the case study. A reputed food product company based in India developed a food product for the international market and started exporting the same after getting necessary approvals. The company announced this achievement and also indicated that soon the product will be made available for domestic consumers with almost the same quality and health benefits. Accordingly, the company got its product approved by the domestic competent authority and launched the product in the Indian market. The company could increase its market share over a period of time and earned substantial profit both domestically and internationally. However, the random sample test conducted by the inspecting team found the product being sold domestically in variance with the approval obtained from the competent authority. On further investigation, it was also discovered that the food company was not only selling products that were not meeting the health standard of the company, but also selling the rejected export products in the domestic market. This episode adversely affected the reputation and profitability of the food company. Now, there are different parts of the question. Let's take up the first part. First part is, what action do you visualize should be taken by the competent authority against the food company for violating the laid down domestic food standard and selling rejected export products in the domestic market? Second, what course of action is available with the food company to resolve the crisis and bring back its lost reputation? Third part is, examine the ethical dilemma involved in the case. So friends, this is a very interesting case study in the sense that not only you have to think from the perspective of the government authorities, that is competent authority, as to what action you should take against that food company, but also you have to think from the perspective of the food company as to what you can do as the the manager or as the CEO or the owner of the food company to actually bring back the lost reputation. So that's a very unique part of this particular case study. And then, of course, the ethical dilemma which are involved in the case. So friends, this is a very interesting case study, a very different type of case study. And we have seen that in the last couple of years, many such issues has emerged. If you remember the crisis of Maggie, we had national, overcry over the quality of the product. So this is a pertinent case study for India. So let's now solve the case study. Now, first of all, we are going to discuss the action to be taken by the competent authority, that is the government department. It's already clear that the food company is selling inferior quality food products in the domestic market, which does not meet the standards of the domestic authorities. It has already got that approval and they are not able to meet that, standard. The second is that they are selling the rejected export product in the domestic market for the sake of profit maximization, because if the project has been rejected in the export market, it has zero value. But instead of disposing it off because they were poor quality, they are selling it in the local market for profit maximization. So that shows that they have no concern for the laws of the country and also the health of the citizen. So we have to take strict action against the company according to the provision of Adulteration, that is PFA Act 1954. If any person manufactures for sale or distributes any article of food that is adulterated or misbranded, he is liable to be punished with imprisonment and fine. And this is a fit case to be taken for this particular law. So competent authority must proceed against the company and take actions strictly according to law. Now let us discuss about the course of action which is available with the food company for redeeming the reputation of the company. There is no doubt that when such cases are made against any company, its reputation goes down drastically. So, what the company can do? The first thing is that the company must conduct a thorough investigation and act strictly against the officials, because the company would perhaps deliberately not sell such inferior quality of product. It is quite possible that the official, in order to produce the results, they have not done the proper quality check, and this is the result of that. So, if that is the case, they must act against the official. Second part is that they must recall all the inferior food products which are already there in the market, so that there is no further harm due to their product. That way, they will gain the confidence of the people also. Then the company must publicly accept their mistake, inform the public that this is what has happened, this is the action which they have taken, and they must also tell the government about what remedial action they are taking, so that in future there is no violation takes place. So, in this way, they will be able to build the confidence with the government authorities as well as with the common people. Now, let's talk about the ethical dilemma which is there in this particular case. The first ethical dilemma is public interest versus personal profit. Now, as far as the company is concerned, they want to maximize their profit, and for that they have to lower the cost of production. And when they lower the cost of production, they have compromised with the quality, which has affected the public health in an adverse manner. So, when you are doing a business, you have to balance both the things. You have to have a reasonable profit. At the same time, you have to also see that the public interest is taken care of by producing the product which is mandatory required. Next ethical dilemma is about the lower standard for the domestic market. If you can see in the case study, it says that the product in the domestic market will be almost of the same quality. That means basically of the inferior quality. Now, the question is that whether the health of the local people in India, is it less valuable than the people in the export market, that is in the developed countries? So, the lower standard of domestic compliance raises the question of treating the life of Indian citizens at lower value than those of the developed countries. Ideally, if you can produce that export quality product, you must maintain the same standard for Indians also. Third dilemma is about deontology versus business promotion. Now, according to deontology, the government must act firmly against the company following deontology. But the problem is that this matter may get well publicized all over the world, and it can ruin the reputation of the company. At the same time, it can also ruin the reputation of Indian food product companies. That way, it will affect our export, it will affect our image in the international market. And therefore, we have to tactfully deal with the company to ensure that they produce the quality product, but at the same time, not give too much of a publicity also, which will affect the reputation of our own countries. So friends, in this way, we can write the answer of this particular case studies. Try to write in your own words. Thank you very much.